So Twitch has been in some hot water lately, as on December 13th, they updated their content policy to allow for some creative nudity, which, what does that mean? No one knows. And that's where it caused a lot of issues because people could kind of stretch the definition of what that really means. Now, I went on Twitch just to see what this update was all about, and not to my surprise, I just seen a lot of nudity and it was pretty bad. Like, I was shocked that they changed this, as Twitch is a 12 plus app. If you go on the app store, it literally says it's for people 12 plus. So how is this? You go onto the app and you literally can see people completely nude, like mind blowing. I don't know how they didn't think that this was going to happen, but I'm going to go through this update that they had here. December 15th, they walked it back. So they reverted the content policy changes that they made a couple days ago, to no one's surprise. Like, the whole internet was in a complete uproar about this because it was just so vague in what it means. And it really opened the door for a lot of people to do, some pretty bad stuff. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That's the tone of this. So here it is from Twitch itself. There's the patch update back on December 13th, where they changed a lot of these things, and it was not good. As I said, I went on there and all I could see was nudity, which is just crazy to me as an app that a lot of children end up using. It was just not that great. So on Wednesday, we updated our content policy. Our primary goal in making these updates was to make our guidelines easier to understand and enforce. Part of this update included changes in how we treat fictionalized nudity. For years, through user voice and conversations, we've heard from artists that our content policies were limiting. Okay. In making this update, we were trying to be responsive in these requests and allowing the thriving artist community on Twitch to utilize the human form in their art. Yeah, people, when it comes to things like this, you know how it's going to end up. Like, I don't think they needed to really make this change to realize that. First, we want to make it clear that some streamers, in response to this update, creating content was in violation of our new policy. We're quickly to remove that content and issue channel enforcements. I saw this on Twitter. A lot of people were getting their accounts removed for this because the rules were just very vague. And I mean, when you post up new policy guidelines and they're vague like that, some people are just going to take it at what they interpret it to be, which, they just took their shirts off, and it became like a very topless site for a lot of creators. Because, that's going to get clicks and views. So, people are going to do that. It's just common sense. But, a lot of people are getting their channels banned, which, when you make a policy update like this and don't have very much clarity around it, people are going to do what people do. And that's unfortunately just the way it is. So, yeah, it's sad that a lot of creators end up losing their accounts because of that. But, it's kind of on Twitch for not being very, forward with what they meant. So they also said, however, there was a great deal of new content that was allowed under the updated policy. Much of the content created has been met with community concern. I wonder why. A 12 plus app. Now, if they would have put this on like a different app that was 18 plus, or if they had just some way to not allow people the freedom to click on it easily, there probably would have been less concern. But they said these concerns we share upon reflection. We have decided that we went too far with this change. Again, you give people an inch, they're going to take a mile. Digital depictions of nudity present a unique challenge. AI can be used to create realistic images, and it can be hard to distinguish between digital art and photography. And that's exactly what's happening, as there's a lot of issues with AI lately, as people are using it to create not the greatest things, just because AI has like almost unlimited power in terms of what it can do. So that caused a lot of issues as well, which not the greatest. So effective today, we're rolling back the changes. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch. Regardless of the medium, this restriction does not apply to mature rated games, which, it's obvious. But yeah, they are not allowing nudity anymore, which, if I'm being honest, I think that's probably the right way to go about doing this, as people are just going to create pretty much like, some not so great stuff with this. And with AI as well, there's a lot of ability for people to do some not so great things on Twitch. And I don't think Twitch really wants that reputation. So I don't know. Was this a policy change just to get people to talk about Twitch? Was this like big mega mind decision by Twitch to get people to talk about the brand? I'm not too certain, but all I do know is that this was, you could have seen this coming. I don't know why they had to go through updating the policy to realize that, but hey, anyone could have seen this coming. There was a lot of uproar on the internet when they made these changes. Literally, people that I know in real life that don't really deal with Twitch at all were talking about this. So it had a lot of people up in uproar. So, it's pretty obvious why. But yeah, just wanted to talk about this because it is quite a hot topic. And it was mind blowing to me that this had to happen for them to realize this. But that's just my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.